Crucial to the Allied success in the liberation of Europe were secure supply lines which maintained the tempo of the initial assault at the highest pitch. Railways and train ferries played a fundamental role in the military logistics of the build-up and supply of Allied forces during Operation Overlord. With war declared on the United States, an aspect of the so-called Second Front was the development of the railway system in the UK that could cope with the safe movement of forces from the US to the UK and on to the south coast of England in readiness for D-Day. This was codenamed Operation Bolero. However, a look at the railway network in 1942 was described by one onlooker as a system so cramped and small, the railroad equipment so tiny, the roads so small and crooked, and methods so entirely different that a complete reorientation of operating methods was required. The magnitude of the movement problem is illustrated by the tonnage that was estimated would have to be handled. Monthly troop arrivals were expected to average almost 100,000 personnel, which would require 250 troop trains and 50 baggage trains per month. The development of a completely separate US transportation system was considered but found hardly feasible, and it was agreed to establish joint control. Under the arrangement, the American traffic control system paralleled the British, and American personnel working closely with British transportation officials and assuming a full share of responsibility in the control of movements, and by early 1943, American traffic officers were handling all their own transportation, and American rail transportation officers became familiar figures in the many stations along the British rail lines. It was because the French railway system and rolling stock were destroyed, it was up to the Allies to find a way to repair and restock it so they could make the best use of their own resources. It was estimated that to replenish the French system would need 22,000 carriages and 770 locomotives as well as 100 engines and take roughly 4 months. Amazingly, this was achieved with 7 train ferries including 2 rust buckets and 30 landing ship tanks, LSTs.